Twitter. I just turned those on. Get these out of the way. Oh, ad break is over. Yeah, I have ads on auto, so I don't decide when they run. Twitch does. But it keeps me from having to worry about it. Because I always forget, and then I end up with the pre-roll, and people come in the stream, leave. Looks like I will have to clear this group. There's an NPC in there. There's an NPC in that group. Wow, all these groups, all the empowered groups ended up right in the middle. Let's pull him too. It'll be fine. Let's get spell block up.
Frontal.
There's 2 orb casters in here. That's why it's hurting. It's hard to see the orbs under this giant bug I just pulled.
Frontal.
Where are your cooldowns now, Bran, when I actually need them?
Frontal.
Okay.
I'm going all out!
But yeah, now pop your cooldowns. Thank you, Bran. You're so useful. Thank you for popping the cooldowns on the weak mobs after the fact. I wish he had a pet bar so I can actually tell him when to do stuff and when not to. That'd be so much quality of life improvement. He's got to be about the dumbest hunter I've ever seen. Oh, they're all down there. These are the... They're in the ice blocks. Yeah, definitely gonna add some timers and alerts for this guy. I don't think I've ever seen this mob before. He must be unique to this story. Did they? I'll have to see that. I'll have to look at that comic. Probably pretty funny. And they gave him a tank role in the next season. Season 2, he has a tank role. Or was it the PTR? Is it coming in the next patch? I don't know. But it's coming soon. He's gonna be able to tank. And he's probably really bad at it. I wouldn't trust him tanking anything. He'd probably pull the whole instance and die. I'm sure his tanking style is Leroy. Yeah, winter is approaching. It gets down to like a brisk 50 degrees at nighttime. It's 49 right now. Oh, what did Nightbot do? Let's see what Nightbot do. Oh, the link. Sorry about that. Yeah, I limit links to subs only just to make sure I don't get any inappropriate links from bots or spammers. Oh, I can see the link. Interesting, he can be stunned before the orb, but once he's channeling the orb, he becomes immune to CC. Now he's channeling it, the storm bolt won't work. No, it did work this time. If he can be stunned, then why hasn't... Is Bran DRing my stuns? Probably. Bran uses stuns stupidly too, like all the things he uses.
Have a quick sit down to recover.
We're at the end and now you want to take a break, Bran? Get over here.
Watch your step.
Dodge!
Yeah, I'm impatient.
Interrupt.
I have space denial here. I probably shouldn't have placed the first circle in the dead center, huh? He'll be fine. Oh, you're supposed to be kiting him right now, aren't you? That's fine.
Watch your step.
Okay, get over here.
Interrupt.
Oh, these don't even last that long anymore. Never mind. There's no space denial here.
Watch your step. Interrupt.
My orbs. I got 2 of them. They make those so hard to see.
Fantastic!
Alright. Another achievement done. I guess that's maxes out the vault.
An old Bran can't get through.
Yep, the Del vaults are maxed out. Our dungeons are embarrassingly 0. Was this bountiful? Oh, that's a bonus. That's good. That means Bran actually got experience. What is that one? That's not a terrible tank trinket. I'd be curious if its power at max high level. How much absorbed shield it creates. Levels Bran now. 45. Yeah, he's getting levels really slowly now. I have not kept up on top of doing delves. Like, the max amount you have to kind of, like, really do the bountifuls every day. Like, all 4 of them. I'm gonna stop my logger. I should be going to the exit, not going back in. Alright, let's see here. That's done. That's done. Let's see what story's up there. This is the one that's also held back by, discoveries can only be completed on the Weaver story. So I need to get that. Hopefully give me more of that luck.
Sympathetic vendors in the Umbral Bazaar have offered goods to support our cause. Go and gather them, but be discreet. Unless you'd like your appendages removed by force.
Let's see here. Do I have the right Weaver story? Nope. See, I think I didn't get it because I think Quimmy went AFK. Oh yeah, I think that's being done specifically by War Within Treasures and Rares handy note. So I actually run 2 add-ons for War Within because they're both good at different things. There's this one which has a lot of treasures and rares in it. And there's also this one as well. This is the one that's adding the delve notes to the map. There's some redundancies in the 2 add-ons, but you could disable them specifically. Like see, like they're right here. They track a lot of similar achievements. This is the one that puts the useful tips in the delves. Like, these are really useful. And they show on the world map, too, so you could actually go out here and get, like, an overview. It adds the delve entrances to the large map. The glove is for arthritis, basically. It's a compression glove that helps basically what I call load balance. Like, instead of like pressure being pushed at like certain points like the wrist, the compression glove kind of like equalizes pressure across the whole hand to sort of mitigate the pressure being applied to like a single point. It helps avoid pain and make longer sessions possible on the computer. Wow. Oh, it's Handy Notes War Within Treasures and Rares by Kamayo. All right, I'm missing one here, none there, so let's go over there. It's bountiful too, so that one actually is worth doing at an 8. I'm missing none there. Okay, I think this is the last delve I can check for the day. And I gotta wait for reset to try to get that Weaver story. So no achievement today.
Vermin!
Nope. Where's the entrance at for this one? Further down. Oh, this is the sinkhole, right. The line is being caused by, I think, World Quest Tracker. It's also very useful too, because it helps you fly in the right direction. World Quest Tracker is what's changing all these icons to actual item icons and adding the line. Really? Hold on, let's see here. I swear it's this add-on. I don't remember where the setting for it is. Pathline, right here. Pathline enabled. This adds the line. In World Quest Tracker. I knew I wasn't crazy. What story do we got? We need Ren's Gambit. There we are. So I got all the ones I need except for the one I needed most. Sinkhole. This is another water one, right? Yeah. I got my macro ready. All right, let's get it done.
Dangerous world calls for inspired solutions.
Okay. I hope there are no mushroom or water delves added in the next season.
Don't hit us with that one.
Frontal.
The nice goblin themed mechanical dungeons or delves rather.
Run.
Don't stand there.
All right. Like the water camera water clipping right
Look
there.
for the bubbles and get some air.
I'm right on that. There we go. I got some air. The cheese strat. All right. Oh, that can't even channel while you're in combat, so it's not very useful. Let's try stunning them, then channeling it. Oh, still interrupted. So that's entirely useless. This is a combat ability. Charge down nearby enemies, except when you're fighting enemies. Bran, did you pull that eel? Okay, let's try using it out of combat. I can't even target. There we go. Well, there's a lot of damage. Okay, so that's useful for pulling enemies. Okay, good to know. Let's try it then. But it's awkward and buggy. Like, you can't even target until you're back in the water. Yeah, that's a very powerful ability. I'll use more of that.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Bran, be quiet. Let me check something. Water. I'm gonna enable water collision. Maybe that'll solve the targeting for that ability. Right. Let's lift off.
I'm going all out.
Not now, Bran. I better pull more mobs. Okay, Bran. Pulled more mobs. Use your cooldowns on them.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Okay, Bran. I can't believe I was basically one delve short from getting the achievement today. But check them all again. Oh, not all of them. I have to check one delve every day now. Even though I'm in shark form, I can't actually swim. I better use this here. There's a lot of mobs here. Here. Smashy. Now would be a good time to use your cooldowns, Bran. Just saying. He actually is doing some decent damage right now. Try to get your Devil Star out. Didn't kill it fast enough. No Devil Star.
Look for the
Oh,
bubbles.
no, there it
and get
is.
some air.
Yeah, kill some more of these. I'm gonna use this to pull. Alright. Wants me to get over there, but I think I gotta fill this bar first.
Pulling in.
Yeah, I gotta disable that pull timer. It has no cooldown on the pull. I will scrap that first, and then I'll start adding them new stuff I'd logged.
Pulling in.
Oh, I should use the item to pull.
Hit us with that one.
I keep forgetting. The drops command won't work on YouTube. Sorry, I should have titled that differently. Those are exclusive to Twitch. So if you're looking for the mount drop, which you can see in the picture above my face,
Sound a bit.
then you'll have to come over to the Twitch link.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Okay, let's use this. Try to hit. Well, let's aim there. There, I hit them. Good. I hit two of them. Didn't hit the third one. Yeah, you get 2 whole mounts if you watch for 20 minutes on Twitch. That's the shortest drop they've ever done in terms of time required. Normally they require 4 hours of watching. 20 minutes is definitely an experiment for them. For me, I would prefer 4 hours because it gets more viewers for the streamer. But for the watcher, it's better as 20 minutes.
You got to dodge.
Quiet, Bran. Such a meat sponge. Good, use his finisher. Now you're being useful, Bran.
Pulling in.
One day I'm gonna remember to use this to pull the mobs.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Like here, oh, that's a good group size. I should definitely... I hate these illusion guys. They have no nameplate. They just spawn and you can't see them. This guy stacks a blade, but I can get rid of it as a tank. Okay. I got it before you yelled at me, Bran.
Pulling in.
Oh, good. I hit most of them.
I'm going all out.
Good, and you're popping your cooldowns. Good, Hunter. I think I skipped that group. I jumped over them.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Use this again. Let's drop here. I just like these water delves the most because they're just so drab. They're so I don't know, they make me sleepy. They're slow paced. Now I'm almost out of air, but I gotta get out of combat. There we are. All fixed. I wish I could just stealth past everything. I wonder if I could pop an invis pop and just go to the boss. I guess that's one last pull. And that crits, it pretty much one-shots them. Yeah, I need a stack crit for this one. Alright. Well, I don't have any ability or timers or I don't have to support this boss yet. This is unique to this story. Swiftness, which gives him spellable haste buff. Okay. That needs a dodge warning. Electric Cataclysm. I'll get that added. He's got no timer, so I gotta try to let him live as long as possible.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Alright. Trying to keep him alive when I attacking him is also hurting me. Because I can't heal not attacking.
They'll never be using that move.
I didn't get the bubble. Over there. Got that bubble. You're wondering what I'm doing. I'm keeping him alive longer on purpose to get more timers for DBM. That's why I'm kiting around and not doing good damage. I just see him do his full rotation at least like 3 or 4 times. I hamstring him? No, he's immune to it. He moves too fast to really kite. Okay, it's probably safe to start damage. He seems to have a very basic rotation. Hello, Swordback. Also, you have a VIP badge now.
Fantastic.
I finally went through the settings and actually doled out some VIP badges to some of the regulars.
Time for some dynamite. Stand back.
Alright, that was a good run. I got almost all the achievements done. Plans. Already known.
Nice find!
You can get a level? Nope, got half a level. Oof, it's gonna take a while to get in the 60. Boy, I filled my bags up doing this. Let me look at my achievements now for delves. Lore Master. One left. Need to get this thing. And the discoveries, again, requires this story. So we're able to get both of these in a single delve, which will complete the meta for Glory the Delver. But it's not up today, so I can't finish it today. Thanks for the follow, Crazy. Now I need to dump these logs and fix a few things in DBM. Make the delve mods better. Okay. Do a soft log here, so the logs get saved. Open up my coding IDE. Close Cataclysm. I'm done working on that right now. And Wrath. We're going into dungeons. Delves. First things first, I wanted to fix a timer that's not valid. Spear. This. Not valid. I appreciate that, Silverback. Yeah, this doesn't have a cooldown on engage. It can cast it as soon as you pull them, so that wasn't a valid timer. Okay. Let's get to the log that I just created. WTF, count, save variables, transcriptor. There's my log. Encounter. Crack pie, that's the one I just did, right? Sinkhole. Yep, here. Not supported yet. Well, he's about to be supported. So I can delete that unsupported message and get his abilities added first. We'll start there. Magpie's creature ID is that. Let's go to timers. Magpie. He does corrosive bile, electric cataclysm, and swiftness. I didn't even notice this ability. Let's check what that does. This effect stacks. It's actually a stack in debuff. I didn't even notice it. will only last 15 seconds, but he casts it so infrequently it doesn't actually stack. That's why I didn't notice it. It's actually inconsequential. A stacking debuff that doesn't stack. Interesting. Oh, I forgot I was to make a bot command for raids for if I ask users to reload the stream without the raid redirect URL, so they're counted as a full viewer, not just a raid viewer. That kind of helps with the partner metrics. I'll set that up next time. I don't know if this really needs a timer or anything, really. I should at the very least add a note to the mod for it. LSIP args spell ID equals. That's temporary. $23. Timer's all over the place. I should left him alive longer. I thought for sure letting him get through his sequence 4 times was enough, but none of those timers are the same. Same for here. This is more consistent. Okay. I bet you this is a shorter timer, but it gets delayed by this ability. The kiting probably also didn't help either. I probably shouldn't have kited him around the room. This probably is a 20-second timer. This could also be 20 seconds, but I didn't see 20 seconds. 23 is the lowest, so... Local timer. Corrosive bile. Cooldown. The right spell ID? Yes. The cooldown. I'm going to use his 23.1 to start. Excellent. Let's add the timer here. Initial timer is timer. There we are. And stop the timer there. Excellent. I don't know if I think this really necessarily needs an announcement. Just a timer is enough. This one actually doesn't need an announcement. This one's a more... Interesting, that spell ID index is much lower than other spells. It's probably one of the first bosses made for the expansion. But then they added another ability to him later. Which is why the spell ID index is so much higher. Alright. Add that there. We're gonna use the dodge warning for it. Electric Cataclysm. Oops. This is not a add timer. Local timer. Yep, you got it. That's invalid. Okay, 30.4. 30.2, but you were close in your guesstimate. You got the voice pack sound. There it is. Alright, now it's got an alert and timer. Let's get the initial timer plugged in. Alright. Now his final ability. Swiftness. Local timer. Swiftness. Cooldown. Else if our spell ID equals that, then add this there. Alright, the timer for that is 20.6, give or take. Initial timer. Thanks to follow, Knights. Put that there. Alright, all timers are supported. I want to add one more alert, and that's going to be the actual... Let's check if the spell ID is the same for the buff. Yep, okay. Let's add a dispeller alert for it. Local special warn, swiftness, dispel. Not quite, it's not remove magic, it's magic, dispeller. Okay. If the boss gains this buff, no timer, and this requires Arg's death name. Perfect. Dispel alert for the classes that can purge at least. Alright, and that adds support for that boss. Okay. Somehow this boss has no support. Loaded Drowner. I've done all the stories and yet I haven't seen that boss. That's interesting. Now there's some trash abilities I needed to add. Let's see, the orb one from the other delve. What was it called? Orb. That's not going to help me much. Timers. Orb? Nope. Timers. The next one. There it is. Grimweave Orb. He was stunned here, so he did an instant recast. Not going to get the cooldown like this. Maybe I will. Hold on. 23, 23, 24, 23. Let's look at the spell cast success to see it. Here, 23. Yeah, that's the timer. 23.1. Got it. I have to start timer on cast success. This will be huge. This will be a nice nameplate timer. It'll help plan those pulls better. Alert and nameplate timer. Oh yeah. Be a cast start for the alert. Cast success for the timer. Local special. Nope. Special warn. Grimweave Orb. Grimweave Orb. This spell ID. 2 for the audio. Now timer. Local timer. Grim. There we are. Not interrupt icon. And it's a 23.1. Oh, hold on, let me fix that. I just subtract the cast time. 2.5. Okay. 23.1. No. 23.1 minus 2.5. 23.1, but 2.5 second cast. All right. Let's get the alert in first. That's not going to go there. Gonna go here. Excellent. The creature ID of the mob. Is he already added to the list? He is not. I need to add him here. His death ID. Creature ID equals that, then I don't know where it's getting that from. Or that. Timer, weave. Grimweave orb. Stop. What's the actual mob's name? Used by 2 different mobs. Interesting. Gotta make sure I add both IDs then. Okay, need to get the other one too. The fake puppet master also casts it. Or CID equals that. Timer will cancel on death. Wait, there's more. I need to create an initial timer for when the mobs are pulled. That's going to require a little bit more effort here. Okay. Here's the first cast here. I gotta look for DBM zone combat. Engaged. Is this creature ID again? 022. Not there. Not there. Not there. Here. He was engaged here. DBM's fancy engaged detection code. Okay. That's not enough sample size. We need a couple more. I can look for this event to find more. Here's another one that was just engaged. Let's now look for the cast. There's the first cast. Let's find another one. There's another one that was pulled. Look for the cast. There it is. Okay, so let's start with that sample size. Let's see what's going on here. And that looks like the smallest one right there. That's 6 seconds there. This one is 8 seconds, and this one is 9 seconds. So 6, 8, and 9. Okay, I'm gonna look a couple more. I want to at least see 6 more than once. Make sure it doesn't go lower than 6. That's awkward. This one didn't cast it for like 25 seconds. He must have been CC'd a few times. I want to create a 6-second timer to start with. 6 minimum time, but can be massively delayed by CC. Okay, that's one other thing off my list I wanted to do. Next, I engage some of these mobs. I think I had a skittering charge mob in here somewhere. Nope, never mind. I lied. Did I pull any of these? Nope. I think I pulled one of these, maybe? Nope. I lied again. Battle Roar. I definitely pulled one of these. Probably a few of these. There's one. Engaged unit there. Battle Roar there. Oh, he cast that instantly. That pretty much ends that right there. Cast instantly on engage. There will be no engage timer for that. Not for this mob anyway. What about this one? You might not cast it on engage. Swing damage. I started logging too late to get that one. Let's create a search term for this. Actually, I go like this. That might find what I'm looking for. Nope, he wasn't in that dungeon, so that won't find him. Okay. This will be tedious. I find one that actually engaged. I feel like these mobs must be mobs that are fighting each other or something. Yeah, they're attacking other mobs, so that spams the log quite a bit. I need to find where I actually engaged it myself, which is kind of annoying. Still fighting another mob. Let me do this. There, now I'll be scanning in the right zone for it. Oh, it was literally okay. So here's where I actually engaged the first one. Right there. Funny, I created a search term a few lines above where it actually was. There we are. Battle shop. Instantly unpull. Okay. But he also does vicious stabs. Cast instantly on engage. Vicious stabs might not be cast instantly. Stabs. Here's stabs. Two of them cast it there. Did I engage two at once? Here's the engage that there and there. No, wait. Nope, I need to find the GeoID. It's just stabs. It's not the right one. This is annoying because I'm still picking up ones that are fighting in the background. Damn it. Let's go back to the beginning. GeoID here. Stabs. These are not the mobs I was fighting, though. So that's useless. Okay, this one never cast it. So let's find another one. That I actually engaged. That's the only one I engaged. Well, sadly I can't implement that other timer either. Unknown. Difficult to filter due to RP mobs fighting in background, cluttering up logs. Didn't pull any of these. Did I pull one of these? I did not. I thought I'd be able to add more in this log, and I really wasn't able to. Let's look at the timers now and see. Alright, there's one more thing, the Guardians. Guardian. And the Guardians, they cast that frontal. So I gotta look for the cast nameplate. Jagged Barbs. There he is. He's missing cooldowns. Jagged Barbs. Timers. There was probably a reason they didn't add a timer for it. I think it was all over the place. That's why. $12. This one's 17. Maybe I can give it a 12-second timer? Well, here it's 8.5. See, that's why this timer's all over the place. That's why it has no timer. So Grandma was saying that AJ streams too. I need to actually throw him a follow. Gotta support everyone in Grandma's community. I remember his the actual typing of his username. Nightbot will know. Why am I not logged in? Stop it, Nightbot. Nightbot doesn't know. Nightbot doesn't log that much. Only logs the last 2 streams, maybe. Give or take. So I can't add a timer. Well, I don't know. Let's look at the success cast. That might help me more. Jagged barbs. No, it was 8 point. So what is going on here? That's such a mess. It looks like the cooldown could be 12, but then there's an 8.5 here, and then there's also a 17, 15, and 19. I see why I didn't give it a timer. Just tedious. Barbs. 8.5 to 20. Yeah. I have some other notes here. Let's see, was there a serrated cleave in this instance anywhere? There was. Timers. Serrated cleave. Not enough data. None of the mobs cast it twice. I had to make a point to keep those alive in the future. Repelling blast. That's very consistent timer. Who's using that? Is that worth adding? Maybe it's a boss. So that's the wrong folder. Here. Oh, that's a boss. I already have that timer. Okay. Death Bolt, that has a consistent timer. There's a lot of data here substantiating that timer. I wonder. Bloodthirsty. I think if I added that bolt timer though, it would clutter up nameplates. There's probably a lot of these mobs in each pack. I feel there's a timer of 5.5 to 6. That's a boss. That's a boss. Illusion step. Maybe that's worth adding. Enough data though. It might be worth alerting that in general. I think I should add an announce for that. The basic one, local, born, illusion step. Because it is an annoyance you need to be aware of. Especially when the cat, it breaks nameplates. Which is what makes it the most annoying ability. After they cast this ability, their nameplate disappears and gets broken. Else if arg spell ID equals that. Okay, Copilot, you're just making stuff up now, but let's... Anti-spam 6, that's probably accurate. It's miscellaneous. Yeah. Now it has an alert at least, but that's worth adding a timer. Then encounter in more than one delve. There's another version of it. It's got 2 spell IDs. Interesting. Good to know. So I gotta add the second spell ID too. Or our spell ID equals that one. Add this data. It's the next thing I'm tracking. Let's see, there's more mobs. That's just applied. Cast start. This got interrupted a couple times before I actually finished. Here's our delve where they succeeded. Quite a few of the mobs, but none of them cast it more than once. No timer. Here, same thing. It's this one then. So I think you can put an approximate timer in there. $31.5 minus the cast time of 0.5. So about a 30-second timer. Well, 31. Okay, let's add a timer for that. Not that it's gonna work because they don't have nameplates, but I'm gonna try. Local timer ill 31. Do this for a second. Okay. Oh no, this is a spellcast accept or handler, so never mind. Very good. Oh, the casters. This ID uses it. See if any other IDs use it. Illusionary Step, Cobus Trickster. About the variant? This one. Cobus Trickster. Oh, wait. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is the trigger spell. This is the secondary spell. The same mobs are casting the same... I don't need to track both spells. It would be spammy. I only need this one. Step. Oh, that's not gonna... Illusionary Step. Let's change the spell ID in the warnings. Yeah, I don't need to track both. Hang on, though. There might be a problem. Actually, I just realized what I did. Might need to track this one because this one fires for the failures. The ones that didn't stop. Yeah, okay. Maybe not. I don't know. No, it's fine the way I did it. There were no failures. Probably can't be stopped. Another NPC ID that casts it. Doesn't have a death event yet. Then it's a trickster. Stop the step on death. But also, can I do an initial timer for spawn? Let's see. Nameplate added. Fire engaged for that unit. There we go. Perfect. The illusionaries. There it is. Is that the same GUID? Yes, same mob. Perfect. Let's find a couple more. Let's find your first step. There it is. Same GUID. Yep. So about 5 seconds for that one. 10 seconds for that one. Definitely more data. Hello, generals. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm updating the Delves mod for DBM. Adding a few more spells to it. Once I'm done with this, the mod will be that much better. I think adding this illusion spell will be very helpful because this mob's annoying. Well, I realize I'm adding the wrong spell ID. I screwed up, didn't I? Wait, I thought that was the secondary cast, not the primary cast. Ah, goodness. Let's go back to the drawing board and look up the other ID. Hold on a second. Let's go back to the first one. Look for the ID I registered. This one. There it is. It happened the same timestamp, but it wasn't actually first. Okay, let's do this. Let's double check this one. Scan for this ID. There we are. Okay, that's more substantiated. This one. And scan for the other ID, because maybe I'll actually find... No, he still never cast it. Or he didn't come back for a long time. It's written in Lua, a basic scripting language. Okay. We need some more data still. I'm basically trying to find the minimum cooldown of this ability. Okay, engage 2 tricksters at the same time here. 3. There was 3 tricksters in this pack. Let's add all 3 of them. Okay. Scan for this spell ID next. There's the first one. There's the second one and the third one at the same time. Let's see which GOIDs which one cast. You waited 20 seconds to cast yours. Interesting. How about you? You waited a long time. But you were all like, I'm ready to go after 5 seconds. Thanks to follow, Chuckles. So this is a very large cooldown window, like very large. Initial cast time could be anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds. But at least we know this is a minimum cooldown window of 5 for the initial cast. Let's see, I didn't see any of these mobs are still coming. Oh, I just didn't see any in my runs today. Bill, wait, I did see Bill, didn't I? I think I did see Bill. There you are, Bill. Is it not logging? Oh, he's RP fighting. Engage. Okay, here's where Bill was engaged. This is a fake engage. He was still friendly. Gossip ID triggered. Interesting. I'm gonna have to add some special code for this to deal with the fake engage. It showed him as affecting combat by triggering gossip, but we weren't actually in combat with him until here. I'm gonna track both events. There's Bill's fake engage, there's Bill's real engage. Alright, Bill. Were you looking for blade toss? There it is. Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed a couple things already. Now I'm adding things. Now, unfortunately, I only engaged one Bill, so I really don't have a sample size of anything but one pull. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to ignore it. This is actually gonna require a fix in core. Oh, hang on, I gotta do a quick AFK. Okay, I will be right back. Sorry about that. Another mother incident. It happens. Plus, I had to get Missy's food anyway, so she's over there eating. Hungry kitty. So 2 birds, 1 stone. All right, I was working on Bill. How am I gonna fix the fake engage? Let's see here. We have to fix that in core. Okay, I have an idea of what'll fix it, but I won't be able to verify it very easily. Let's see here. Core. Modules. Zone combat scanner. Where's the affecting combat call at? There it is. This might be broken. This is not checking combat at all. This is actually broken, but I didn't notice it was broken because I haven't actually tested it in a group yet. So I was always working off the nameplate timers. This is actually an egregious bug. Yeah, this needs to be fixed. Yep. Even Copilot knows it's supposed to be there. For once, Copilot is smarter than I was. Let's make sure this doesn't error if I call it on an invalid unit. Let's log in and try to call it on a unit that doesn't exist. Make sure it doesn't create a Lua error. That was actually a serious bug that was breaking initial nameplate timers, probably in Mythic Plus, which I haven't had time to run yet, so that's why that code didn't get caught. I'm still earning titles on login. Dump. Unit affecting combat. Party 3. Returns false because there is no party 3, so I can call invalid. Raid 39. Okay, I can call it that way. So yeah, that's a big screw up there. So Bill actually helped me catch a bug in the zone combat scanner. But I have to now I need to add Bill's fix. And not unit is this unit is friend. ID player. Let's look up the documentation. Yep, open. I think I used this in DBM and other places too. I want to double check and make sure it's the right API. Target scanning? Yeah, it's definitely the right IP or API. There. It will now ignore friendly targets, which will then cause this event to be ignored, but this event not to be ignored. That would fix Bill. Let's see, 727.67 minus 721.16. His initial timer is 6.5. You were a lot of work, Bill. 6.5, not 16. You will now have an initial timer for blade toss. Alright, first let's fix the zone combat scanner. Fix bug for initial nameplate timers which start off enemies not actually engaged in combat with player. Fixed a bug where nameplate initial timers could start off friendly units such as Bill. Should only engage when unit actually becomes hostile to player. Okay. Now Core is smarter. Now I can push the Delve stuff. Let's find some more stuff worth adding. Let's go back to the table. Let's see, Arcane Barrier, Battle Roar. That's such a convenient timer, though, really. That one actually, I think that might need shortening it, actually. I think I noticed it goes a little bit, clipping just a little bit. Battle Roar. Well, I have 15. Why do I have 15 if it's very obviously much higher on this mob? Might be lower on another mob. Hold on, let's see here. I have to edit separate rules for separate mobs. Separate casters, I mean. Let's scan some more logs. Why do I have 15? I don't have 15. That's a placeholder number. Let's actually go down here. Here we are. If caster is fungal getter, I have 19.9. If it's fungal spear tender, I have 9.9. So yeah, it's a complicated spell. It can be anywhere from 19.9 to 24.7. So that has a cooldown window for... Yeah, they're generated from my commit messages, which aren't always constructive, I admit. A change log is the change log is generated off of this log, so everything you see here will just appear in the change log, which means something like this, cleanups, is very vague. You don't know what it actually means. So when I generate a release, it just dumps the commit messages into the release notes. You see cleanups here. Not very useful, but sometimes I forget to create an actual useful message for the sake of the change log. But I try to at least create a useful message for important stuff. I can also edit the changelog after the fact. I can click edit and then type in corrections or remove stuff that's not relevant. Oftentimes what I actually do is I just delete the messages that are redundant. Like, let's say I fixed something, but the fix was not quite right, and I've refixed the fix. I might go in a log and delete the part where I said I refixed the fix. Because the only context you need in the change log is that the issue was fixed. Not that it was fixed twice. Okay. I do Silver Sky. I make a decent amount of ad revenue, which is what allows me to work on DBM full time. Which is very helpful because I need to be home 24/7 and take care of my mother in the other room with dementia. So basically, I'm a full-time caregiver at home, and I do full-time work on the mod. Like, I'm always working on the mod, many hours every day. There's always something that needs fixing. Like yesterday, I didn't stream, but I worked on the Cataclysm raids yesterday. Like, I can actually show you what I did yesterday. DBM Cataclysm. I made a new release of this yesterday, which finally modernized the Dragon Soul raid with modern features. I added voice pack support, I cleaned up the code, and did a lot of improvements for the upcoming, well, not for a few months, but eventually Dragon Soul's coming to Classic Cataclysm, and I wanted to make sure they got a mod experience that was modernized. So those mods needed to be spruced up to today's standards, not the standards of 15 years ago. Okay, close those, get back here. I'll look at a few more battle roars because I'm not seeing those 19s anymore. 19.9. It could just be that I don't have enough data, but there's a 22.7. That's lower than 22.8. Because this might be a time where I have to increase. There might have been an adjustment to the cooldown. Or I didn't think about that. I've been running Delve solo lately, but I used to run it with a friend. The cooldown might be shorter when you're in a group, which makes it complicated for DBM's sake. Now, they do that with some abilities. If you're solo, some of the cooldowns are longer, so you have an actual chance to interrupt them. In a manner of speaking, Kecker, yes, I just answered that question for Silver Sky. I guess you must have missed it because you just came in, but the way I get paid through DBM is ad revenue. So, like, if you go to CurseForge to download an update, you see ads, and those ads, a percentage of that goes to the add-ons that you're downloading. On top of that, I also get money from stuff like this, like Twitch or YouTube, where I do videos, or just... Also, some people support directly on Patreon, but that's like a very small minority. I don't make very much from Patreon anymore. The majority of support is indirect, usually by ad revenue or just other content I do, like YouTube videos. DBM used to get more direct support, but, you know, the economy got worse and that diminished substantially, so I just kind of looked for other ways to help fund the project. Which is why I started doing more YouTube videos and streams. Plus I just like doing the videos and streams. Not just about DBM either. I've done a lot of WoW content, like my videos and FPS that went viral. How long? Maybe 3 weeks ago? I don't remember. not the original creator, but I've been doing it for most of its lifespan. DBM was originally created by Paul Emmerich and Martin Burgess, I think is his name, back in Vanilla, and it used to be called Love and Vendetta Boss Mods in Vanilla. They get renamed to Deadly Boss Mods in Burning Crusade, and those two worked on it through TBC. In Wrath, they both quit the game and I took over, and I've been maintaining the add-on since Wrath. So basically, Paul is basically the creator, but so much of the code's been rewritten and updated since then that if you actually look at the history of the mod, you definitely see that it's like probably like 95% mine at this point. But Paul still works on a project occasionally. He actually, ironically, just came back to the game recently, and he helps work on the vanilla mods for Season of Discovery. That's why he came back to the game. He quit the game in TBC and came back to the game in Season of Discovery. There's a very large gap there. And I definitely appreciate the help because it's getting hard to do by myself with so many versions of the game going on at once. Like, it's bad enough I have to work on retail and PTRs and betas, but I also have to work on Cataclysm, Chinese Wrath, and Vanilla at the same time. It's a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work. Especially when Blizzard releases stuff at the same time. PCs do, yeah. You could do it on any platform, really. You could do it from an iPad if you really wanted to, although that'd probably be pretty tedious. But Visual Studio Code, which is what I'm using here, is cross-platform. And the plugins I'm using to make it easier, like the Lua language server, the WoW API plugin, they're also cross-platform. I just prefer Mac because it's just, it works better with my workflow. Especially with my video editing for YouTube. I know Mac more than I do Windows. And 2.5, there's a lower one there. I'm gonna add note disability. May have a minimum 22.5 now, or it may have a variable minimum based on group size. I'm always trying to work on cool new features as well as maintenance. Like what I'm working on now is improving the nameplate timers for delves. Well, the nameplate timers are something that like became a huge feature in Dragonflight. I added it in Season 1 of Dragonflight, where you have nameplate timers on the actual nameplates of trash mobs in dungeons because it was necessary for Mythic Plus to pull away from just standardized timers. And that feature has only been getting improved thanks to like cooperation with the Plater dev who helped develop the feature for DBM. Originally it was a Plater feature, but then we merged it into DBM directly for all users in like Season 2 or Season 3 of Dragonflight. But the feature was so popular that other add-ons implemented the same feature in the War Within. So now I got competition in that space. It just means I gotta find something new and innovative to do. In fact, one of DBM's most recent innovative features, I don't know if you've used it, is the ability to simulate boss fights. If you go to like raids or something, go to War Within, Nearbar Palace, Queen Ansurek, you can actually hit this button called Playground Mode, which enables testing tools. We can select like a built-in log or something and run a test of the mob. Although I admit I gotta update the built-in log for the hotfixes to Mythic, so it's actually not accurate right now. I can use your own logs too. Like there's only one built-in log here, but if you use the add-on called Transcriptor, which you install yourself, you can generate your own logs and replay your own encounters in Playground Mode. Let me play a boss that's not Like here is Silken Court Playground mode. 10 times, I'll slow it down to 4 times. I can run a simulation as if I'm fighting the boss in real time.
Paranoia on you. Frontal. Taunt boss spread. Frontal.
And I'm replaying the fight at 4 times speed.
Charging. Move. Spread.
It's useful for testing stuff.
Taunt boss. Spread. Frontal. Charging. Move.
Doing the shield break, it's intermission, so there's no timers right now. Or alerts. Intermission over.
Frontal.
Phase 2.
Pulling in. Frontal. Special coming.
Definitely feels more fast or spammy and fast forward, but that's to be expected.
Pulling in. Paranoia on frontal. Special coming.
This is a very useful tool. I wanted to see this tool expanded further. Like, there's APIs in place, so weak guard devs can actually test the weak guards without having to pull the boss. And I thought that would be a very popular feature.
Charging. Move.
Yes, it can. This will detect Lua errors and it will detect invalid timers and other stuff.
Frontal. Special coming.
This lets me test the boss without pulling the boss.
Taunt boss.
This is very helpful for diagnosing errors.
Frontal. Pulling in.
As long as they have a log.
Charging. Move. Special coming. Taunt boss. Incoming.
That was a 9-minute pull done in like 2 minutes. Because I had it in fast pace. Of course, if you really want to go crazy, I can clear. Let's see how fast I can clear the whole raid at maximum speed. By the way, seizure warning. I just cleared the entire raid on Mythic difficulty in 12 seconds. It ran through all the mods. But yeah, the testing tools are pretty advanced. And thanks for the Prime, Sage. That's really helpful. But eventually, yeah, the APIs for this testing tool are like public and usable now. So like any experienced developer could use them to test their own mods using our mock features. You could like test weak guards without having to pull the boss, etc. But the problem is you have to know how to do it as a developer. You can't just do it as a user because it's not developed on like the weak guards add-on itself yet. That's something we're hoping that they take the time to develop one day. Like the APIs are there. So if they wanted to build a test mode that could hook into DBM's boss mocking feature, that would make it a lot easier for the end user to test their weak guards too. Because right now only developers can use it because only they would know how. They'd have to hook the APIs directly. I keep my UI basic and minimalistic, and you'll see why in my FPS videos on YouTube. I like when it comes to actual raid performance, I prefer high FPS over lots of add-ons. You know, I have my alerts. I have my player nameplates that are configured to where I need them, especially for Mythic Plus. Those are the main things I need, you know, just very niche weak auras, DBM, and Plater. The other add-ons, I like enable them on a case-by-case basis. Like, if I'm crafting, I'll enable Craft Sim and Auctionator. I used to use threat plates for a long time, but then it became clear in Mythic Plus that threat plates didn't do enough. I needed to do more. Like being able to set custom colors to mobs based on priorities. Well, player does that to me too. My nameplates change on aggro, but they also have colors based on if they're a caster, or if they have a frontal, or anything else, because I use Quasi's profile. Yeah, Classic is different. Very different. On Classic, you're not dealing with trash packs that have like 80 abilities. They just like melee the tank. And the only thing you care about in Classic is whether or not you have threat on them. That's the biggest feature you need for Classic. Because threat actually matters there. On retail, if you're losing threat, it's because you're AFK. Or because the DPS just massively overgear you. Those are pretty much the only situations you should lose threat on retail. They basically stopped making threat a mechanic. Instead, they made the tank mechanic survivability. So in retail, what's more important is all the tank busters, which again is why player is very useful. You could see the tank busters easier with the colored nameplates. Depends on the computer, but yeah, Raider IO could be demanding, especially on memory. Another big thing about Raider IO though is when you're using it, make sure you're only using the plugins that actually matter. Or actually uninstall it because of the bug that happened recently with the. There was a bug recently where all your add-ons get re-enabled every time you logged in, and it was so annoying. I just deleted all the add-ons I didn't want enabled automatically on login. I haven't reinstalled all of them yet. Like Raider IO. I think this person's lagging. Just maybe. Oh, disconnected. So I think I'm done with the Delve updates now. I'm gonna push the updates up. Because I definitely got some good fixes in there. Dungeons. Let's try to remember everything I did. Delve update. Added support for... What's his name? Crag Pie in Sinkhole. With new warnings and timers. Okay, now trash. Added alert and nameplate timer for illusion step to trash module. Added alert and nameplate timer for Grimweave orb to trash module. Yeah, I typed it wrong 2 times, huh? So it's a hard word to type. Nameplate. Let's see here. Edit initial nameplate timer to Bill's blade toss. Removed invalid initial nameplate timer for Spearfish. It's cast instantly on pull. It can be cast instantly on pull. Oh, it's a smaller changelog than I thought. I guess the bigger fix was the bug I found in Core that I pushed to the other project. Alright. That's fine. People know what I meant. For the most part, they run the same code as much as possible. That's actually why I unified the projects recently, so they download the same modules as retail. But if there's... Like, I'll show you a Cataclysm especially, since a good example is Grim Patrol. Dungeon, Cataclysm, Grim Patrol. So here, for example, I'll have a code that says, if retail, then the difficulties this has is normal, heroic, challenge, and time walker. Else, normal and heroic only for classic. Then down here, you'll see like the ads warning. On retail, it's using this spell ID. On classic, it's using this one. They decided for some reason that they needed new spell IDs for the same abilities that existed before. And then the ones, the mechanics that are retail only, I put, if not kata, add these abilities to the mod as well. It's basically a lot of hacky rules for supporting everything. But the main core philosophy is that the same mods are used in all flavors of the game, so that you don't have to look for a specific version for your game. You just download the Cataclysm mods, and they just work for you, whether it's retail or classic. There's a lot of code like that all over these mods to make it work that way. It's extra work for me, but it's more friendly to the end user. Because originally, I did have forked mods. I'd have like a download this package if you were on classic, you download this one if you were on retail. But what ended up happening is the users were constantly downloading the wrong package. You know, they'd be on classic and they'd download the retail pack. They'd come in Discord and say my mods are broken, and I'd find out, well, you have to download these, not these. And it was such a hassle to the end user and to me, because I was constantly having to answer the same question over and over again. Be like, no, download the classic package. No, download the retail package. You download the classic package when you're on retail. It's like, I'm tired of this. So I just decided to just merge it all together, take on the extra work to make it compatible with everything, and make it unified. Because that way when users download the mods, it can't download the wrong ones. There are no wrong ones. Unless they download like Mr. Pandaria mods and expect them to work on, you know, TBC, and they're like, why aren't these mods working? Well, did you download the TBC mods? No, I downloaded the Mr. Pandaria mods. That's user error at that point. But I mitigate user error as much as possible. This doesn't always make it easy though. Like, they're very bad at syncing APIs. Like, usually during a classic patch, they try to sync it to the latest retail API. But there's still always up to like a 6-month gap in it. Like, sometimes there might be code changes on retail that aren't on classic, so I have to make more compat code. I might be like, okay, well, if retail used the new stuff, but if classic continue using the old stuff until classic adds the new stuff. I know eventually, I don't know if it's ever going to happen though, but like, I know there was some discussion to eventually making one client. So there wouldn't be different versions of the game anymore. There'd just be one version of the game that ran everything. Where you just log in, and then after you log in, you'd pick like retail, Cataclysm, or vanilla, or whatever you're gonna play. Similar to how it worked with Plunderstorm. But that's like a long-term like pipe dream. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I know there's some code in place where it looked like they were playing with that idea. But I just don't know if it's gonna ever actually gonna happen. Let's check the dungeon mod. I didn't want discussions, I want actions. Okay. All checks passed. Let's do a new release. It's been 5 days since the last release. There's probably some stuff in there worth pushing out. From today and recent days. Might do a new core release too, because that bug I fixed in the zone combat scanner is actually pretty egregious. I need to actually get that fix out as well. It's hard to say because on PTR you can't actually test the raid very well. Like, I can't just go into PTR and just pull like heroic Silken Court with ease. I know the frame rates have gotten a lot better, even on live. Like, I'll admit, like, that first week it was bad, like 20 FPS in Silken Court, but like, the next week it was already back up to like 50 FPS without me changing any add-ons or anything. So Blizzard was working on it in the background with hotfixes and client patches, like mini patches they were doing during the week. They have fixed it somewhat since that I made that video. It's not as bad as it was in that video, but there's a long way to go. Like, there's still the issues that existed long before patch 1105. Like, I think they fixed the regressions from 1105. I think they fixed those at this point. Or most of them anyway. But there's still performance issues that have been there since launch that still need addressing. Like, long term, they gotta do something to improve performance. So hopefully they do. I kind of wish, like, I see all these people that are interviewing devs constantly, all these content creators are interviewing devs. That's actually one of the reasons I'm trying to partner this channel. If I partner this channel and actually become a content creator that Blizzard actually respects instead of an add-on author, because Blizzard doesn't respect add-on authors, I'll tell you that now. Like, they never give us interviews, they never give us keys to give out, they never give us anything. We get no recognition for the work we do, because the only people are going to recognize are actual people that are making, basically people who are making them money, like content creators, who actually help them advertise, you know, PR value. So if I build this channel, if I build the YouTube channel, make it important enough, and then score my own interviews, I could be the person that asks the questions no one else asks. Like, everyone's always asking about lore, or Mythic Plus, or raids, but no one's asking them about performance. No one's asking about the engine. Like, these are the questions that someone should be asking them, and that someone hopefully will be me one day. Like, my interviews would definitely be different. Which is why they probably hate when I interview them, probably. Yeah, when I applied to be a WoW partner, the email response I got back was kind of scolded a little bit. It basically said to be a part of the partner program, you have to contribute to WoW. I'm like, okay. I guess I've never contributed to WoW before. Thanks for that feedback. That's pretty much what the deny letter said. More or less. But I get it, though, from a PR standpoint. Like, companies don't partner you for you. They partner you for them. To be like a brand partner, they're looking for the value they get from you, not the value they give to you. So they're looking for Twitch streamers, YouTubers, TikTokers, the people who have brand value for advertising their product. And authors, they look at us and they're like, yeah, we don't get anything out of you in terms of marketing. We get cool add-ons, but we're getting those regardless of whether we partner you or not. So they don't partner add-on authors. But I get that from a business standpoint. I definitely do. That's why it's up to all of you to help me prove my value outside of add-ons. Build this channel up, build that YouTube up, so they can't deny me next time. get my foot in the door so I can finally ask someone about all the stuff I want to ask. All right. I was going to do a core release too, I think. Let's see here. Retail, core. I think I just did a release yesterday too. Users are gonna get so annoyed. Users actually get mad about daily releases, but there's a reason for them. But okay. Let them get mad. I fixed something important. I feel like it's important to do a release. Prep a new core release. It's usually gonna be one or the other because your performance is only as strong as the weakest link. Like if you're CPU bound, then that means your GPU is not getting enough work because your CPU is not keeping up. If you're GPU bound, then your GPU is holding you back, and your CPU is waiting to send your GPU more tasks because it's not keeping up. Think of it like a production line, where you got people on the line, handing it down the line. The slowest person is going to hold up the whole line, regardless of who the slowest person is. That's why I see people that are in this situation where like they don't realize they're CPU bound and they upgrade their GPU and their FPS doesn't go up at all, and they're confused. They'll be like, "Why is all the 4090? I got the best GPU on the market. Why is my FPS still bad?" But they got like a 6-year-old CPU. It's like, well, you can't have a 6-year-old CPU and expect the performance of a 4090 to work well, because your CPU is going to hold it back. Because the CPU still has to schedule work for the GPU. And there are a lot of things Blizzard can improve too, like WoW is an outlier that made it worse than other games. Like people will often notice that they can play another game that's not CPU bound, and then the GPU, being stronger, has more leverage, even on a 6-year-old CPU. But when they play something like WoW, then they're like, well, why is it this expensive GPU is not working well? It's because WoW is eating up the CPU. And I did a lot of work on the engine to make it more multi-threaded. Like, I can actually show you GX multi-thread. Shadow Draw is multi-threaded. Volumetric Fog is multi-threaded. Decals are multi-threaded. Pre-pass, alpha, terrain, opaque, outlines, begin draw, opaque, alpha pass, refraction, more opaque, and begin draw are all multi-threaded. But the problem is, again, it goes go back to the production line metaphor. Anything that's not multi-threaded will still hold all of these back. For example, add-ons. Add-ons run on the engine. They run on the graphics thread, which means your add-ons can cause the biggest... That's why the add-ons cause the biggest impact to performance. Add-ons are basically running on a single-threaded CPU thread on top of the engine, and that's why they can tank your FPS to 20 for simple things like models. Work needs to be done to move add-ons to their own thread, so they're off the graphics engine. Work that was supposed to happen in Dragonflight, but got cancelled because they rushed for a Q4 release, and all the developers said they needed it to be Q1. there's so much stuff that happens internally too that holds back progress. I talk about it a bit in my YouTube videos, but basically companies like Activision and now Microsoft, they follow shareholder value more than gamer value. Profits over quality. So the developers always don't get enough time to do the things that need doing. And sadly, they're the ones that get the bad feedback for it. When users are mad, they're mad at the developers, they're mad at the QA. They're like, well, how are QA this bad? How come they didn't see these bugs? Oh, they saw those bugs. They probably logged them and reported them too. The developers saw those bugs. They probably said they needed 3 weeks to fix it. And they were told they had 1. That's where the real problem is in game development. I often say, don't be mad at the developers, don't be mad at the QA, it's not their fault. It's a big publisher fault. Like, I recently saw a thread on Reddit, and people were like talking about why game quality has gone down a lot. And it's consolidation under publishers. If you look at the game, like gaming in the 90s, a lot of companies in the 90s were just individual companies made by gamers. Gamers were making games for gamers, like old Blizzard. They were making it's like they were just gamers making games they wanted to make. But over time, companies like EA, Activision, Microsoft, Sony, etc., they buy up smaller studios, merge them into bigger ones. So as the market's been consolidated under big publishers that are run by CEOs that aren't gamers, the shift from quality to profitability was inevitable. And it's produced, well, to put bluntly, lower quality games. That doesn't mean the games are bad, because the designers and the people who have vision still do the best they can. But when I talk about quality, I'm not talking about like the game being bad in general. I'm talking about the like performance or etc. being bad. Like a AAA game like Baldur's Gate can ship out and be like one of the best games ever, but launch with issues. That's a bad example though, because they're not under a publisher that held a knife to their throat. Okay, a better example is probably like, say like BioWare. They've been producing worse and worse games like Anthem and Vanguard that are more buggy and less the quality they used to be because EA is their publisher now. No, it's publishers that are hurting the gaming industry. And the consolidation of smaller companies into bigger companies. It's actually why you often see indie devs come out of left field and release a game that's so popular it's unexpected. And the quality is top-notch because the indie dev wasn't beholden to shareholders. They weren't beholden to timetables. They weren't told by their boss, this game has to come out in Q4 or else. They released the game when it was done. When they decided it was done. The passionate developers who were just trying to make a great game. Hey, Silverback, do you follow AJ? Do you happen to know if he's still online streaming? I don't have him followed because I didn't know he streamed. I can't remember how his username's typed. You can kind of multi-thread an add-on, but the problem is it's still gonna be single-threaded once it gets to the Blizzard executing that code. Like, the add-on code is executed every frame in the on-update handler of the engine. So, since right now I'm in the CPU-bound area with all these players, I'm running at like 50 FPS, up or down, give or take. That means that all the add-ons are running their code 51 times per second, whatever my frame rate is. Like, Blizzard is running the add-on code on their engine. If anything, multi-threading an add-on will actually drop performance more. Like, say for example, routes. If you use gathermate and routes for like gathering, when you try to generate a route, your FPS drops to like 1 while it's doing that, it's because it's multi-threaded to no end. It's multi-threading to process it faster, but because it's processing faster, it's eating up that CPU time on the engine and actually dropping your FPS more by being multi-threaded. Like, add-ons just have to be taken off the engine one day. Move to their own CPU thread. Like, this is what annoys me the most right here. I'm CPU bound. My FPS is dropping because all these players nearby are CPU bound. And look, open this. Where's the CPU? I'm blind. Oh, window. It's here. CPU usage. Put this on top. I'm CPU bound in WoW. My CPU is not working hard. It's like barely at 50% load across all cores. It's not my CPU that's struggling. Not in this situation. It's WoW not having enough work for all the cores because they're only running on like 2 of them. Well, Blizzard already knows about it. They already know. It's just, like I said, it comes down to the fact that the devs know what they need to do to fix it. They just don't have the time or resources to do it. And, like, CEOs and shareholders, they don't care. They do what they can when they can. Let's see, I need to clear out my bags from all those delves. Picked up a lot of garbage.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels.
Soulbound. Let's look for anything that's useless. Useless. Oh, I replaced that with a myth weapon, so I can get rid of that. Probably like 3 of these by now. 19. Yeah, I don't need that one. I don't think I had this one yet, so I'm going to keep that. So much bagged stuff. Don't need that. I'm keeping that because it has an interesting proc I'm meant to test for Mythic Plus. Don't need that. Look at my Twitch. There's like literally no one online. I follow. Let me check something. Stream Labs dashboard. There it is. That's what I was looking for. All right. I think I'm going to end the stream there and read out to AJ. Because he deserves grandma love too. I did a pretty good stream, but I'm going to keep my streams kind of short because I'm still in health, recovering my health and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread the love to AJ and take it easy. If you haven't followed already, please throw a follow on here and YouTube so you can catch more streams of me doing achievements, doing raids, or doing DBM coding, and sometimes even variety content when there's time. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next stream.